Welcome back to Ask Dr. Clarke, where I answer your questions about your marital crisis. You name the marital crisis, I've worked with it, and I have a plan of action for you. After 35 years, I should. Today's question is from a husband who sinned terribly, I mean big time, and is facing divorce. Now, before I give the question and my answer, two items. First, for all my resources on marital crisis, because that's what I do, marital crisis, go to my website, davideclarkephd.com. That's Clarke with an E. If you want the best shot at saving your marriage, I'm your guy. That's what I do. I have books for marriages that are doing well and want to get better. Yes, I do, but that's really not what I specialize in. Also, to help us expand our influence and help more hurting spouses, subscribe to my YouTube channel, tap the like button, and leave a rating and a review. That will help us help more people. Okay, today's question, and it's a very common one. It's why I wrote the book, I Destroyed My Marriage. Here's the question. I sinned terribly and have wounded my wife. I won't get into the details of what he did. Okay, it was bad. I sinned terribly and have wounded my wife. She wants a divorce and told me she's going to file. This lady's done. He says, I am repentant and will do anything to save my marriage. What can I do? My answer is there are things you don't do in this scenario and there are things that you must do. First, don't do any of these things. I'm covering this in a very basic way, of course, in this video. I think it'll be helpful, but for the entire package, if you're in this situation, I know someone who is, I destroyed my marriage, how to win your spouse back is the way to go. It covers the entire plan, step by step. Okay, the don'ts. Number one, don't spend any time with her. I'm talking to this guy or talking to you. In this case, it's the wife that wants out. Don't spend time with her or as a family. Big mistake. It will go wrong. She's already on the edge. So any time with her, if something goes bad, even normal husband-wife stuff, disaster. She's already over you. It'll just add fuel to the fire. You could drop a paperclip in the corner. She'll have a fit. Stay away from her. Don't spend any time with her or as a family. She may even want you to spend time with her and the family. You know, we're getting along. Gosh, I'm divorcing you. Don't do that. Or as I've just indicated, it will go well if you have time with her and it goes well, and you have time with the kids, and it seems like, oh, it's a holiday or a birthday. God, we're getting along. That doesn't mean anything. She's still divorcing you. She'll be thinking, hey, I'm divorcing you, and I have every right to, but we're getting along. The kids are going to be okay. We don't want her thinking that. Don't spend any time with her. Get away from her. The second don't talk to her family and friends. They hate your guts. Blood goes with blood. Friends go with friends. Who are they going to side with? Not you. Don't bother talking to family or friends of hers. The first call they make when you're done pleading your case is to her. Bad idea. Don't do it. Number three, don't squeeze her financially. I've seen, especially man after husband, squeeze the woman financially as payback for wanting to divorce you, which she probably has a right to anyway. Don't do that. Provide her complete access to the funds. Support her and the kids fully. No mistake there. Number four, don't pursue her. Classic mistake. The cards, the letters, the romance, the flowers. Are you kidding me? She doesn't care about that stuff. She's done with you. That just adds fuel to the fire as well. Like that could make up for what you've done to her. Don't do that. It's a big mistake. Don't say I love you, and don't say to her, ask her, do you love me? The answer is going to be no. You don't want to hear that answer. Don't pursue. And finally, don't push for couple counseling. Huge, massive mistake. Most Christians would say, or even people would say, oh, you need to see a marriage counselor because your marriage is falling apart. No, you don't. If this woman who wants out or guy wants out, they'll go to one marriage counseling session. They'll state their case. I'm done. I came to marriage counseling. Check the box. Game over. No marriage counseling. Big mistake. You'll only do the couple counseling if my process of I destroyed my marriage happens to work, which it does in some cases, and she is all in and wants to work on the marriage. Different story. Okay, here's what I want you to do. First of all, you own 100% of the blame for the marriage problems. You may not be 100% responsible, but in this scenario, you are. Own it all. You have sinned. You have gouged her. She wants out. Also at this point, you tell her the entire truth of what you've done wrong. If she already knows, okay. If there's things she doesn't know that you've done, tell her now. What you can't afford is that to come out later. Now you're a liar. Can't do that. Give her the whole sketch now, at least verbally. Part of my plan is you're going to be writing it out as well, a bit down the road. But you tell her everything you've done wrong. You have nothing to lose. And at least you're telling her the truth. Also, give your spouse space. The book goes into this in detail. You're going to leave your home as soon as you possibly can. You got to get out of there. You don't make her leave, you leave. And you're going to have to leave your church as soon as possible too and go somewhere else. She's got to have that space. And of course, I've already mentioned this. Number 3, here's a do. Get this book, I Destroyed My Marriage. There's nothing like it on the market as far as I know. This will give you a clear plan of action to win your spouse back. It will empower you and change you with God's power, but also it may give you the best chance, I think, to win your spouse back.